Hey everybody, Ryan from Rhino Hockey Channel here. Alright, we are now in the top 10 teams for the season. Yay! Almost done! Hooray! I know it's taking me forever, I'm sorry. So many things happening in life right now. I have twins due in about a month, so things are hectic, so I'm just going to say that, and it's going to get more hectic, so I'm sorry if there goes periods when I don't do anything. It's because there's doctor's appointments. There's this. I spend time with my daughter we currently have so she doesn't feel lonely when the other two are born. There's a lot going on, okay? So I'm sorry if there's a bit of a sporadic dropping of videos. I will do my best to get them out every day, but that's not always plausible at this point. Alright. Especially since today I spent the better part of a day at the awful thing that shows how well government efficiency is. Oh, the lovely DMV. Oh. If I haven't mentioned already, their inefficiency is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Moving on to the Boston Bruins. Alright, they had a fairly good year. Considering they're a top 10 team, I guess fairly good is a understatement. And it was a very good season for them. Not as good at playoffs, but a very good season. Alright, this is how their season went. 33-16-7. 73 points. They finished, like I said, 10th. They were 21.9% on the power play. Good enough for 10th. And 86% on the penalty kill. Good enough for the second best in the entire league. They were a amazingly good penalty killing team. And a very good power play team. Their special teams were not much, if any, of an issue this year. Goals for, they were 2.93 on average. Good enough for 14th, so about middling there. 2.39 goals against average per game, which is tied for 27th. Basically tied for the fourth best, so there you go. Very good defensive team. And very good goaltending. Even though both of them, I think, were hurt most of the year, a lot of the year at points. Yeah, they were. I don't think I put them on the injury list here. Dang it. Oh well, we'll get to that. 164 goals for, so about middling, like I said before. 134 goals against. That's very good. That's very low. Key injuries. I have Matt Grzelcyk. Brendan Carlin missed a few games in there. Pasternak started the season on the injury reserve, but I don't think he missed another game after that. Like I said, Rask and Halak missed games this year. I forgot to list them. I don't know how I missed the goalies for them, but I did. So those two missed time. So they had a lot of Swayman and Vlader. And they still were one of the better defensive and goaltending teams. So that tells you a lot in goaltending depth for them. Alright, upcoming UFAs. Like usual, most of these guys have signed or have determined what they're doing with the rest of their lives at this point. Jared Tenorti, he signed somewhere else. Tuukka Rask is still a UFA. He is an older goalie now. I believe he's over 36 now, or he is 36, one or the other. Kevin Miller retired. That one was kind of a surprise to see in the headlines. I didn't think he was that old, but maybe it was injuries. Sean Corrali, he signed in, I believe it was Columbus of all teams. I was kind of surprised to see him go to a team that's probably going to be more towards the bottom than the top. But, hey, you do what you do. David Krejci is retired, quote-unquote, from the NHL. So he is signed in the Czech League and will be playing in his home country. Understandable. He's already won a cup. There's not a great deal more to play for once you've done that. I mean, there is, but if your main goal is to win the cup and you've accomplished it, then you can go home and play your home country if you want to. That's your choice. He's played a long, good career in the NHL. He wants to go. Let him go. Unfortunate to see him go, but it was also unfortunate seeing him be injured for a lot of the last few years. So, all right, Stephen Compher, he's a UFA still, I believe. Yaroslav Halak has signed with Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver. And Andre Kasha and Nick Ritchie signed with Toronto. Evidently, Toronto is the dumping ground for former Ducks and Bruin players. Upcoming RFAs, they have Zach Senyshyn and Callum Booth. Now, As of this recording, I don't believe either one has re-signed, but I could be wrong. They could have done it. I may have missed it, or it just is dropping now. I don't know. It is, let me look at my phone, 3:16 on the 10th of August. So if it is already done, I missed it. Terrible contracts. Now, this one can be argued, and I understand the argument for and against this contract. Charlie Coyle has a $5.25 million contract through 25-26, and he had, I believe it was, less than 10 goals this season. That's a lot of money for a guy not putting it up at least 10 to 15. You would think you get at least that, but did not have a great year. The year prior had a good year, but not this last year. This last season was not a good season for Charlie Coyle. Hopefully he can turn that around. I mean, he's still a young enough player. I believe either he just hit 30 or he is still under 30. Just under 30, but still the under. So he still has time. He can turn that around, and the contract could be worth it if he goes back to scoring 15 to 20 goals a year. That contract's worth it then. Understandable. But as of right now, if it doesn't change from how this last season was, that's going to be a bad contract. Can't say anybody wants out of Boston. It's one of those original 6 teams. Everybody wants to play there. It's, well, I mean, unless you're from Quebec, I guess then you won't want to, because these guys are the rivals for Montreal. Why would you want to play for them? But, well, I guess not Quebec. Quebec City probably doesn't care, but people in Montreal, they probably care. But they're about it. And even then, if it's the contract you get, take it. Top scorer and top goalie, they had Brad Marchand. Shocker there, was a top scorer. 29 goals, 40 assists for 69 points. And Tuukka Rask was the top goalie, 15-5-2 for 913 save percentage and 2.28 goals against average. Another solid year from Rask. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't been signed somewhere. Maybe he's going to play in his home country of Finland. I'm not sure. Haven't heard anything on him, honestly. This is how their draft went this year. Their only first-round pick was number 21, Fabian Lysell, which I think this is going to be a very good pickup for them, because I think he'll be a solid third-line player for them, which is what they need at this point. They have a first line. They have the starts of a second line, so maybe they'll get that second line filled in. And Lysell could be a very solid third liner for him down the line. I don't think not yet, but a couple years probably. And then as you can see, the rest of their picks there. What was that one? Philip Svedebak? That could be a fun one if that's how it's pronounced. Alright, their future outlook. They'll probably be a contender again this season. I mean, I like the pickup for goaltending they had there. It's probably could be a solid one. We'll see, but still a solid team. Hasn't changed a whole lot. I mean, I think they've improved a bit on their third line and fourth line, but you know what? We'll have to see. But their defense, they're pretty much about the same. I wouldn't say they got not much different, but yeah, I mean, this team is still going to be a good team. They're still going to be a contender for that Stanley Cup. I don't know if they'll win it, but hey, you never know, right? Never would have picked Montreal to make the finals last year, and they did. So, hey, anybody could have a good run. That's what it takes. And you know what? This team has the ability to have a good run, and it wouldn't surprise me if they had a good run, but it also wouldn't surprise me if they faltered early again, because they seem to have that penchant last few years. Since they lost, well, last couple of years since they lost St. Louis in the finals. But that's what can happen. Stanley Cup hangover and all. But we'll see. I mean, they're still a good, solid team as long as they're healthy. I still see them being a contender. So, Boston fans, something to celebrate. Yay! Contender status. Seems like they are perennially contenders since the late 2000s. But, hey, it was a really bad stretch before then, so it's happy. Yay! Alright, so congrats Boston fans on a good season, and congrats to all these teams going forward on having good seasons. Did I list how they went in the playoffs? I did not. Shoot, well, this team lost. Oh, I don't even remember who they lost to now. How did I forget this? I did not watch the first round. Anyways, they lost in the playoffs, obviously. They didn't win the cup, so. Alright. So if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and make sure comment in the comments if you agree on my putting them into that contender status, or if you think they should be a step under, or, I mean, I guess, well, if you're a Montreal fan, you're probably saying, yeah, they're going to be terrible, and that's fine. They're your rival. That's fine to say that. Don't think it's accurate, though. But, anyways, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.